Hello, 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 everybody. Happy Friday night. Welcome to my Zen Den. I am so very happy that you could join me tonight. Look, it's light outside and it's nice outside. I've been playing in flowers, which is exciting. As I've been aging, I realized I love flower gardening. I love all my beds of flowers that come up in the springtime. So I've gotten a chance to get out a couple times this week and get some gardening done, and it just makes me so very happy. I can't plant anything yet though. I'm not falling for that trick. I know better. So tonight excuse me, it also got my allergies kicking up, so sorry if I sneeze. Anyhow, tonight I've been looking at this beautiful catalog for about a month. I've been looking at it for a month now because, of course, being a demonstrator, we get it a little bit early. And I am absolutely in love with this card, with the cover. So I have everything, and tonight we are going to create this card. And I put on the teaser that we're going to case it. And case stands for, I've heard it two ways. So I've heard it called copy and selectively edit, and I've also heard it copy and share everything. The catalogs are a great source of inspiration for anybody who, if you're stuck, look through the catalog and find, you can trigger different ways to create. So tonight I am actually going to case as copy and selectively edit. And my edits are going to be very minor. They're going to be very little. But I will show you my two edits. And the reason that I like to edit it is because I've got a son down here. Had to check out. Yes, I'm talking to myself and to you. Anyhow, my edits are going to be very minor. And I'm going to show you the two, and I'm going to explain why I am editing them the way that I am. I have a method to my madness. So let's flip the camera around and let's get stamping. Hello, Pauline. Thank you for joining. Okay, so let's do this. So there is our beautiful card again. I think that is so pretty, and really it is not that tough of a card to make. I promise. It's not bad at all. So let's get cracking. Okay, so this is the card that we're going to make, okay? And it uses the suite that is on page 108. So it uses the Hues of Happieness Suite. Super beautiful, super fun suite. Here's the stamp set right here. Has some great sentiments. Sending many thanks for all you do. Congratulations. You are wonderful in every way. Wishing you all the happiness you can imagine. Friend, best wishes, happy birthday. And then these beautiful roses. Okay, and then along with the stamp set, it's got coordinating dies. So the dies that cut out the stamps, the individual stamps and the flowers. The individual flowers and leaves. And then this one here is really neat. It makes some really cool designs in your paper. And then these two here actually create just some edging on your paper. So kind of like a notebook edging. And then there is some beautiful papers. So the colors that go with this are so bright and fun. We've got Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Pool Party, Night of Navy, and Fresh Freesia. So the papers are just stunning. And here is the coolest part. The dies also cut out some of the flowers on the paper. So anytime you have flowers on a paper, you can fussy cut those things, right? So you can cut out that flower, you can cut out those leaves, you can cut out, let's see, this leaf right here. I believe we can cut out this flower. Let me get her on here. Maybe. No, maybe this one. This flower. There we go. There's different roses, so just bear with me here. This one goes to here. It's kind of like putting a jigsaw puzzle together, right? All right, so you can cut out those different flowers. That is a lot of fun in itself, and that's actually what we're going to be doing tonight. So we've got this paper, and I think it's just so fun. Such beautiful paper. Beautiful colors, happy, fun, rainbowy colors. So we're going to be using this piece of paper and this piece of paper tonight. Okay, but I'll go through the rest of it too because I think they're so beautiful. So this one is almost identical to this, just different colors. So you can cut out the flowers and the leaves on this one as well. Beautiful painted backgrounds. Beautiful colors, such fun springy colors. I am just absolutely in love. And then this one, I think, oh, I love them all. I love them all. I think they're just gorgeous. So, okay, so we're going to use this paper here. We're going to use this on the back. And then we're going to use this paper. Okay, so I'm going to put the rest of them just to the side for now. All right, so what we're going to do is this. I am going to, first let's trim out. So on this one here, I have to send it through my cut and emboss machine. So what I'm going to do is I want to use this flower, this leaf, and this leaf. Okay, so instead of cutting out a big piece, I'm literally going to just trim out the flowers that I'm going to use. That way I'm not wasting paper that I don't need to. And if I want to use this paper then as a background for another card or what have you, it's available to me. And if you don't want to use your cut and emboss machine, you totally could easily fussy cut these out. Okay? So I'm going to set that aside. And we'll just set that aside for right now. And then this, so I'm going to create the background. Because see, if you recall, it's the three colors together. Okay? So what it's using are these three pieces, or this piece right here, right? So I figured out, so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to cut about 3 inches off of the purple and the darker purple and the lighter purple. Okay, so I'll set that aside, use it for a different project. And now my card is going to be 5.5 inches tall, so I'm going to cut the entire 5.5 inches. Okay, and I'll set that aside. So now I've got a 12-inch strip by 5.5 inches. Here's where my copy and selectively edit comes in. This is where I'm going to edit it. A regular card would normally be 4 1/4 wide, 5.5 tall. I'm going to, because this is 12 inches, 4 divides out evenly to get 3 cards. So I'm going to actually only cut this at 4 inches, okay? So that I can get 2 more panels out later on. All right? So I'll use this for, so this is now 8 inches wide. I'm going to set that aside. We'll use that later. So now I've got a panel here that's 4 by 5.5. Okay? So what I've done is I've taken a piece of cardstock, and this, instead of being cut at 8.5, I've cut it at 8 by 5.5. So my finished card, and I've scored it down the center at 4. So my finished card is only going to be 4 inches wide instead of being 4 1/4 inches wide. So it's going to look a little bit different maybe than what we're used to. But that way I can cheat and cover up the entire thing just like that. Okay? Just like it looks like on the front of the card or on the front of the catalog. Okay? So that's my selectively edit. All right? And so then I've also got another piece of basic white, and this is cut at 3 by 4.5. And then I've got a 1-inch strip of basic white also. So these are my supplies that I'm going to build my card with. Okay? So I'm going to pull in my cut and emboss machine, my plates. Got a couple little pieces on there I just want off. Okay, so now I am going to grab my dies, and I'm going to use the big flower and the 2 leaves. Remember when I just slid them all off? Yeah, I've got kind of a mess going on. You know me. All right, so we are going to cut out this little guy right here. And if you're off the edge just a little bit, that's okay. If you don't have the entire thing, because guess what? It's hidden, okay? There's no problem with that. So like this here flower too is off just a little bit, but that's okay because it's going to be hidden behind that panel. I'm not going to get a entirely full rose out, but I will get everything that you will see. Okay? So then I'm going to put that on there, just like that. And I'm anxiously awaiting the arrival of my magnetic plate. I am super duper excited about that. That would hold these thinlits down, these dies down. If you don't have a magnetic plate, you can always use a Post-it note also. So I'm going to run through this through my cut and emboss machine quick. It just moved on me. You knew what was going to happen. It's a long trip. It's like a whole foot. All right, lined it back up. I think I'm good to go. Okay, quick like a bunny. All right, so I've got 3 pieces there. My flower. Isn't that cool how they cut out? I love it. I just love it when the paper coordinates with the dies. It just makes me so happy. Of course, the stamps, the dies will of course coordinate with the stamps as well. So you don't need the paper, but it sure is pretty. So let's line that one up and send that through. Okay, and there's our yellow flower. Super pretty. Okay, and so now we are going to take our piece of 3 by 4.5. I've got paper, little pieces of paper floating around. Okay, I'm going to flip this over because it's got a bow in it and I'm not liking it that way. Okay, so now I am going to take this die right here, and this die has a line here. That's actually going to cut it off. So what I would like to do is line this up exactly even with the edge of my paper. Okay? And that's going to cut off and then leave the little spiral bound rippy things. That is an official term. Spiral bound rippy things. I'm really looking forward to my magnetic plate. It's on my order. Okay, I am going to use a Post-it note to stick this down because I know that it's going to shuffle just a little bit in its journey, its 1-foot journey over to the cut and emboss machine. All right, so we'll send that through the cut and emboss. And I don't generally cut everything in front of you, but I just want to show you how easy this card is to put together. And it really is a stunning card. Isn't that fun? That is just the neatest little trim there. And so see, it cut off this little end and then put all the little holes in. So, all right, we have got everything we need to put our card together. So let's pull it in. All right. So I am going to start by adhering my background piece down. And if you would rather use Tombow glue for this so you have a little bit of wiggle room, feel free. For that reason, what just happened to me? It did not stick. Okay, there we go. You would think. I should have used Tombow glue. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay, there we go. So that is adhered down, super pretty. I've got 2 colors of inks. That's all we're going to use. So I've got Granny Apple Green and I've got Mambo Melon. So I'm going to open my Granny Apple Green And I am going to stamp exactly like what they do on the cover of the catalog. So there's that one there. And I'm going to take the 2-leaf and I am going to put that right down, right about there. Okay. I'm going to close that up, and then I will, let's see here. I'm going to adhere this down, I think. And it's off center just a little bit. Something like that. And remember, mine's off a little bit too. Remember, mine's 4 inches instead of 4 1/4, like what's on the catalog itself. All right, so now I'm going to get some dimensionals. And I'm going to adhere my yellow rose down. Are these roses? They look kind of like wild roses. I'm not sure. They're pretty. I would like them in my garden. Okay, so here's the yellow rose, and I'm going to put that something like this. Get down just a little bit. There we go. And now I'll take my pink rose, and I'm going to get some dimensionals also again. Take the backs off. And I'm going to put that one maybe like that. And remember, I said that funny spot right there, it's not going to show. It's going to be behind the sentiment. So we are totally okay. Now I am going to take my leaves, and I'm going to use glue dots, I think, to adhere them down. Just because glue dots give a little bit of dimension, but not a ton. Not as much as a dimensional, but more than just glue. So I kind of like the looks of that. So there's one. And I'm going to take this one that's got the 5 leaves on it, and I am going to put that down. And remember, I'm going to have my sentiment right here, so I'm going to put that just a little lower. Maybe like that. Like that. Okay, so let's do our sentiment. I'm going to open my Melon Mambo. And I like this stamp set because I think it makes great, let's see, is there a birthday? There is a birthday sentiment in it. Also, you could use it as a wedding. I think it would work really well as a wedding card. This would make a beautiful wedding card, wouldn't it? So, stamp straight down. Beautiful. Close that up. And I'm just going, and I left my piece big. That way I could go back and trim it. Means it's not quite as fussy to get it centered. So I am going to put some dimensionals on this side, or I'm sorry, some glue dots on this side. Just, whew, good catch, I got it. And I'm going to put dimensionals on this side. I need to trim off a couple here. Remember to use the edge of your dimensionals. There's no reason that you cannot use those. Use them up. That's a lot of waste not to. So, take the backings off of those. Set that right on there. Oh, it's so pretty. But there's one more thing. This is, we're going to use the Glassy Dots assortment, and that's what they used on the cover. So we're going to use those yellow ones. They used 5 dots, 5 yellow dots. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see, one here, and one there. And I think we're going to go, got a little less room over here. So they put one off on the side there. My putty, I just opened it. Let's do these smaller ones. Let's see, one, let's go there, and let's do one really small one right up there. Oh, so there we go. That is my case. What do you think? It's even prettier in person, guys, than it is on the catalog. Okay, so I told you I did it 2 different ways, right? Here's my other way that I did it. Instead of shortening my card, I used a card base that was the full 8.5, scored down the middle at 4 1/4. And so I have a piece of white on each side. So I'd like to know which one you would do instead. Which one would you rather do? Let me grab an envelope. Sorry for the squeak in my chair. So here's our standard envelope, and this is how it would fit. So this is our standard card, fits nicely. This one, it's going to have a little bit of extra room, but I would not be out of line to send that, send it that way. So those are the 2 different cases, copy and selectively edit, that I did from the catalog. So I didn't vary much. I kept it pretty much the same. So I'm going to flip the camera around here. Joyce, I have been enjoying the weather. It is stunning outside. It's hard to be inside all day whenever it's so nice out, isn't it? Hello, push the button. There's the button. I found it. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Use the catalog to your benefit. There's some really stunning cards in there, and even if you don't do them exactly, you could change up the colors of this card in particular to do any of those colors out of there. You could do some blue flowers and purple, and change the background a little bit. The sky's the limit. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are watching on YouTube, if you could give me a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. Otherwise, I hope you have a great weekend. Have a happy Mother's Day if you're celebrating Mother's Day. And I will see you back here next week. Thanks. Bye.